Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for Game of Thrones, the Game of Thrones universe. This one we're going to be talking about a few updates for this franchise. I know you guys were wanting me to do a update video for Game of Thrones. Yeah, we haven't really talked about Game of Thrones in a good while. This year is kind of an interesting one because we're on break for House of the Dragon. I'm very, very much thinking that this is only going to be in 2026 because as of yesterday, they did just start filming House of the Dragon Season 3. So Season 3 is now in production. They're filming episode 1 right now. I'm very curious to see how this third season goes. Obviously, after the crazy ending of season 2, of course, with, Daemon coming back and Rhaenyra and Alicent kind of being at odds, but then kind of working together in the end and stuff like that. And we had a lot of deaths in season 2. We had a lot of, casualties and stuff like that. And now it's time to see where the story goes from here, because there's a lot of different ways that this could go. There's a lot of different ways that all of this could go, really. It's tough to say. And I am not exactly a book reader of the House of the Dragon story. I have not read this part of the story, so I've heard people say stuff that they're like, oh, we're getting close to this, and this. I have no idea what they're talking about. I have no idea. And I would kindly ask everybody to not spoil the events of the book going forward for the stuff that's supposed to happen this season, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, I'm very curious to see how this season goes. It's going to be very interesting. And to hear that they are in production for this is going to be cool. I feel like we'll probably get our first look teaser trailer probably around, November, December-ish this year, and then they'll probably announce a 2026 release. I noticed with House of the Dragon, the show is every 2 years, and obviously every 2 years means that, we'll probably get another season in 2028 would be season 4, and the rumor is season 4 is the last season. So season 4 will probably be in 2028, which 2028 will be the end of House of the Dragon. And I'm assuming after that, they'll probably do another one of their spinoffs, because I know they have a lot of them lined up. I know they've got a lot of concepts for some of their shows, so, it wouldn't shock me whatsoever. Game of Thrones ended like almost 7 years ago, which is actually kind of insane to think about. 7 years ago? Yeah, like 6 years ago, which is pretty insane. That would be... Yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah, as of this year was 6 years ago. That's crazy, man. It is insane to see that show ended so long ago and that we're still here, doing all this stuff with Game of Thrones. And not only are we getting House of the Dragon, which, obviously now has just entered production, but the other thing I want to talk about was A Night of a Seven Kingdom, because A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I think it's called, something like that. We know we're getting that this year as well, too. I've seen minor footage of that kind of released in some of the HBO previews. I don't know necessarily when this show is happening. I don't know if this is a summer series or if this is a series that's going to happen in the fall, or hell, if it's going to be early winter. But given the fact that they've advertised this already, I would like to believe that we're probably going to be getting this in the fall. If I was to assume, there is a lot of things happening in the fall. I got to tell you, like, there's Stranger Things, GTA 6, there's, now this probably, the Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. There's a lot of things. Like, there are so many things happening in the fall. It's actually insane. It's mental as hell. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see how this goes. The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Listen, this is kind of where I stand on the Game of Thrones spinoffs right now. I'm going to finish House of the Dragon, especially because there's only 2 seasons left. I'm going to watch the first episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Am I saying that right? A Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Something like that. I'm going to watch the first episode, although I'm going to be real with y'all on this here. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Game of Thrones franchise is one that, like, I'm not sure how much longer I will stick around for it, I'm going to cap off House of the Dragon. I'm going to definitely cap off that show because I started it. I'm going to finish what I started. Genuinely, I do really much care about what happens to these characters as well, too. So I do want to see how this all kind of wraps up for these, last 2 seasons. But I'll say this, after that, I'm probably going to kind of, I don't know if I'm going to dip out, but it definitely, I'm probably not going to be exactly making all that much Game of Thrones content, just because I feel like the original story is finished, and I feel like all we're doing now is sequels, or not sequels, prequels, and, again, doing prequels, it's good, but at the same time, I feel like you can only do that for so long. So I'm gonna watch the first episode of this A Night of the Seven Kingdoms show. I'm gonna watch the first episode. I'll definitely cover the first episode. After that, though, I'm not making any promises because, again, I feel like this franchise is kind of... It's gone into a territory that I feel like is a little over the top. It's kind of like, overly done, and I feel like overall you could have ended the franchise, by now, and they haven't, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's kind of them just desperately holding on to it, you know what I mean? Which, unfortunately, a lot of franchises are doing that. Yellowstone is trying to do that. Walking Dead's trying to do that. A lot of these old franchises are trying to hang on as long as they can to their product, which there's not wrong with that, but I'll say this, like, it definitely, for the Game of Thrones franchise, I'm going to see what happens once House ends, and kind of see where my interest is at, because right now it's kind of just minimal. It's very just there right now. It's not necessarily gone. It's not really like a massive interest, you know what I'm saying? But again, we'll see what happens. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, I'll kind of see what's up with that one when it comes out. I hear a lot of people talking really big things about that when they have read the the books that is based off of that series, which that series is based off of a book. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of happens. But that's kind of a minor update for Game of Thrones. House of the Dragon Season 3 is in production. We'll be reviewing that next year. And then Season 4, I would assume, would be following up in 2028, and then that'll be the end of House of the Dragon. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, guys. What are you guys expecting for all this stuff? What are you guys expecting for House of the Dragon Season 3? Did you enjoy Season 2? And are you going to be watching the new series that's going to be airing this year for Game of Thrones? Let me know. So, if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe and tune up to any other videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for the Game of Thrones franchise. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist. Beat world gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight. Seen every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.